over to that spot where we didn't see a truck parked yesterday and walk in a couple hundred yards.
I like to cut over.
What? Where we heard the one?
Yeah.
Even though there was a guy in there?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's where we'll do then.
I like the confidence in Ted's voice.
Probably ain't gonna get on nothing till about 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Nobody here.
It's day 2 down here in Mississippi. But Greg and I heard 2 different turkeys gobbling from this spot yesterday morning. There was a guy in here that looked like he might have been hunting them, but he was parked next to a private gate. So it's possible that he was hunting on some private land nearby. Anyway, we're gonna wait for it to get daylight, see if we can hear one. Go after it. It's probably been fooled with already being this close to the road, but it's early in the season, so maybe we'll get lucky.
There we go.
Way over there. Hey, it's Mosey.
I was surprised all those crows going that there wasn't nothing back there. Gobbling just now. I'm assuming there's going to be a car down this road. There's a truck right there. Might be that same truck from yesterday. He's obviously not heard one if he's just standing there in his truck up here. Or he's listening to one gobbling down here that this guy's going after. We gave it a good look.
What about that bird we heard gobble once?
Oh, that's where I'm headed now. Go to the other end of that clear cut and keep listening, or? Well, we heard at least 1 or 2 from here yesterday.
He's in that bottom over there. Yep. He might even be in the
after road yesterday.
Yeah, I'd say he's gonna be in that. This bottom's beautiful. You'll see it here. It's right off the road. It's gorgeous. We were right above him. He
Just wasn't gobbling.
Wasn't gobbling. Might have a turkey that we got all to ourselves, which would be ideal.
It's gonna be good, boys.
This could be a good situation. Where's your keys, Gregory? Hopefully I'm far enough out the road.
Just in case we're gonna be in there for a while.
700 yards is what it says. Here. He's in there pretty deep. He's deep in the middle of that bottom, I think. I mean, I originally had him pinned anywhere from 300 to 400 from us right now. we can make another 100, 150. So he's probably got a spot where he's pretty comfortable down in there. It's probably where he went yesterday morning off the roost. And as long as you can just ease in there with him at any point on a day like today when it's real pretty, you probably got a good chance. Get up in some of this thick brush around this log. Gorgeous woods in here though. Pretty in here. Like there's gotta be turkeys in here. I might try calling once here before we move up. I mean, this is pretty in here. You could kill one in here for sure. You could just set up in here and probably kill one. There he is. That's ain't as far as we thought. Tuck in here, boys. We might even be able to hide right up against that log. She's yelping in there. We've eased in here very slowly in this open bottom, and now we've got a couple hens and this gobbler going down in here. They're still a couple 100 yards away, but we can't move any closer because it's so open. she wrote, boys. That's all she wrote. Filming between the logs, Greg.
It's a good thing Greg was there because I hit the right one.
First one of the year, boys. Cheers. Cheers.
Coming from a long way off.
So you can see him, Greg?
I was right down her gun.
Oh my.
I'm glad you could see him.
Did you lose him for a second when he went to the right?
Oh, yeah.
When he went to the right and he went kind of behind that thick stuff, this has been my number one worry this entire setup, is like, we're hid good, but these bottoms are like wide open. And like as soon as he gobbles that last time, I look out there and I can see him. He's strutting 150 yards away. I'm like, there's no way he's coming up here. He might not have been leaving, but I was gonna be in a bad way if he kept going right. That's why I called to him when I did. He was just creeping right. And then he got behind, there's this kind of little thicket of short pines. And I got that in between me and him, and that's why I called to him one more time so he could pinpoint me. And that's when he turned and he started coming straight at us.
Yeah.
When you decided that was beautiful. Beautiful.
Sun on him and everything. Oh my God. He gobbled. He was deep in that bottom with some hens, and there's another bird gobbling back this way.
That thing was losing its mind, like triple gobbling.
Yeah, this other one
crow
was
was back
losing
there.
it.
Yeah, way off.
This thing wasn't gobbling much at all, but I called about 15 minutes ago, and he gobbled, like you said, Ted, way to the left. Then nothing. And I had to cut at him, and then he gobbled right here. And he moved way to the right, and as soon as I cut at him then, he was searching for us the whole time. So I figured we had,
was perfect.
yeah, we had this dead log, this big deadfall. Ted's just sitting up against the stump right now. This worked perfect with the sun at our backs like that, and that bottom. I mean, we had to be real conscious of the setup because it's so open.
Yeah, this
But
couldn't have
he-
worked out better. I love these deadfalls like this, rip wads and stuff. It's perfect.
Just tucked in between.
That's just what I wanted, right? I wanted to be right down the gun barrel. That's exactly what we got.
Let's go look at him. I gotta get up there and get my hands on him. I'm shaking so bad. Yes. Heart was pounding on that one.
Oh yeah.
Just getting to see him come across that open bottom. Oh yeah. I'm right down your gun barrel. I'm like, well then you can see him. Oh, that's sick.
That obliterated him.
Yes. I sound like I'm getting ready to just puke. I'm so fired up. I'm cold and pumped. You know, that might have also wigged him out a little bit. He got up to that creek, and he's like, I don't want to cross right here. Maybe I want to cross over here.
Yeah.
Look back at that setup.
Perfect.
That's killer. Horizontal cover. That's what you want right there. Beautiful turkey. That was awesome right there. On a solid off beard.
Perfect. He's
Gorgeous.
gorgeous.
Turkey. And he sure was coming up through there with that sun on him, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Full strut. Oh man.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yo, a little short beard. Like a 7-inch beard probably. But that's the long bird, boys. That's the one. Yeah, he wasn't he's a small turkey, like 16, 17 pounds. I was thinking about that when he was coming in. I'm like, he looks like he's
Farther than what he is.
super far,
Yeah.
but he's
Yeah.
actually not.
Yeah. I mean,
We talk about these kinds of setups and hunts all the time, but they never come together. Finally, we got one.
They never do.
that's awesome.
I mean, I am shaking so bad.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
even know if I'm gonna be able to write this
Look at that. No
down.
fun.
It's an old notebook found in the woods. You gotta have like a harvest report. So, gotta put your name and the date, you know, what time you killed the turkey and all that. Hey, wait a minute. No, don't worry about that. I got something better.
Longbird.
The longbird. Yep, he's got
Right about a 7-inch beard. But what's the measurement that matters? Here.
Longbird measurement.
I don't think he's gonna win any longbird awards. Go ahead and hold it on the snoot if you wouldn't mind, Tedrick.
Got her on.
He's about a 43.5 incher.
43.
Yeah.
He might be on the small end of things this year.
That thing is gorgeous.
That was beautiful.
That is it. That was a beautiful hunt. Look at that. The thing was, there was hens in that bottom.
Mm-hmm.
He left them and come over here.
Must have sounded good to his ears.
I guess. Man, that was a good setup. Those setups get me excited. I love that part of it. Just the strategy of how you get in here and how the heck you get one of them in gun range and something that's this open.
That's a good one.
We were just talking about how these turkeys down south, especially in these flat bottoms, are not very loud, especially when they hit the ground. And that's why we were easing in. Like, we marked him from the road really deep. And when we parked the truck, I was using that line tool on Onyx, and I was thinking like, man, he's got to be between 600 and 700 yards in there. But then once we got in this bottom, as y'all can tell, you can see like 250 yards. It's wide open. So I'm doing the math. I'm like, man, if he's 350 from us and I can see 250, if we, go gomming down through there, there's a chance we might booger him up. So we just kind of eased along that edge. When we saw that deadfall, then that little kind of patch of thicker brush, that's where we headed. Just in case we needed to get hid, I figured that'd be a good spot. And you could keep some of that brush in between us and the rest of that bottom. And we never touched a call until we got to that point. Mm-hmm. We called, those hens yelped down in there, and then we could hear those gobblers. But you could barely hear them. It's flat and wide open, so you got to be careful. I mean, last night we almost ran that turkey over. Mm-hmm. He only gobbled twice. We took off down in there, and Ted spotted him out in front of us, and we could see 150 yards away in that wide open bottom. In these open bottoms like that, it's really tricky to get them within gun range, especially without a decoy. So having that setup where it was a major factor, I think. The first time I hit that crystal call, we could hear him in that bottom, and we
responded
right.
First time.
Then we just worked him for the next, I don't know how long it took, probably 45 minutes or so before he eventually came in. And then, like we were talking about a while ago, you're real strategic when you're calling to a turkey and open like that. You've got to really pay attention to their body language and where they're moving throughout the timber. Because whenever he moves behind an object, that's when you can get away with doing some light calling. Because he's got to come back around that tree and look for you. He can't pinpoint you the same way if he's in the wide open. Like if there's no trees, nothing blocking us in between him and us, if this is an open field and you call on the edge of it, he's just going to look over there. If he doesn't see a hen.
It's just like when you let him, he was going to the right and we were getting in a weird spot where you were going to have to keep coming to the right, and it was going to be tight quarters between me and you.
Yeah.
But you had to let him go till he got behind something a little bit and call and then bring him back around.
Yeah, ideally I would have put my hand up here and directed the sound back, away from him. That way he could have to zigzag back in front of us, but he was so close I couldn't afford to move that much. It was just, light yelp to get him to pinpoint our location. You want them to pinpoint your location once they get close enough, because then they walk right into your bead. But if they pinpoint your location, they're at 80 yards, you're screwed, basically, because they're going to look over there and see you. Or they're going to look over there and not see a hen and get nervous and leave. That's happened a bunch of times in situations like this. Greg loves this because this is beautiful footage, this is wide open bottoms, but these things give me crazy anxiety and stress because getting one to commit all the way inside of 40 yards is really difficult.
Without a decoy.
Yeah, without a decoy, it's really difficult because they can see so far. Mike just made me that call when I was in Alabama. Greg just said he filmed him cut it right in the right in the front of the Woodhaven shop. Mike said, "Hey, I got a call. I want you to try out and cut it for me." Said, "Receiving and run that." Kind of a new Woodhaven call that they got going. I don't know what it's going to be called. Jackhammer maybe?
That's what he was gonna call it. There you go. Let's head on out, get Ted a tag. See if we can go find another one here in the next couple days. I thought he was getting nervous because he saw us. He walked up to that water, that tiny little drain, and he saw that and was like, I don't want to walk across right there. So he stood up and started walking up, and I'm sure he would have made it across and got over there, but don't matter.
Might have been out of room to shoot though.
Yeah, I would have with all that thick stuff. He might have come clear up here, who knows? Because he was wanting to come to the right anyway.
One in the truck. Zangerly's up to bat.
Mississippi birds are gonna get it.